Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Back today, UU Deck Explorer, to talk to you about a new deck list that I've been working on, and that's Unchained Live Twin. I started this deck based, loosely on the list from Cali Effect. So if you want to check out his video, it's really well done. I think it's a really good deck, and I think that mine is pretty similar to his. So if you like the video, maybe check out his as well. He does a really good job laying out the combos, which I'll try to lay out here also. But if you want some of the, primary sources, if you're like a research person like I am, check out his video too. But let's go ahead. I'll get this set up and we can jump right into it, but only after you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I really appreciate it whenever you guys check out the videos and leave some feedback, whether it just be a like or a comment. So please do that just to make my day, if for nothing else. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for this deck profile. I just want to start off with saying if you came for a low budget but very fun deck with some cool artwork, you came to the right place. I think when I priced this out, the whole deck, including hand traps and all of your extra deck monsters, came out to about $150. And that's pretty good for like a pretty competitive rogue deck. I believe the most expensive cards in this deck are going to be the Evil Twin Link monsters. They come in about between $10 and $15 a piece, depending on which one and depending on where you're looking for it. So, at most, that little engine is going to run you $60, and that's the most expensive part of the deck. In most places, you can get the Unchained deck core at like the lower rarities and stuff for like 20 or 30 bucks, and then you have enough left over to pick up the Live Twin deck core for like 10 bucks, and then all your extra, the rest of your extra deck tech options and your hand traps. It's pretty budget is my point, and I think it's a lot of fun. I really like the artwork on them too. Thank you to Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis on Instagram for hooking me up with my Unchained deck core. I've been in need of finishing it up, and he worked out a deal with me and got me some high rarity ones too, so the deck is a little blingy, which is nice. I always like rarity bumps. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. I think what we want to do is, obviously since it's an Unchained deck, is start with our main Unchained monsters. We're going to play 3 of the Unchained Twins Arua. It is the best one because it facilitates some of your combos. As far as its effect is one of the only ones that actually like destroys stuff. The lot of all the Unchained cards, the way their effects work is they have some kind of primary effect, but the main effect kicks in whenever you actually destroy the card with a card effect or your opponent. It doesn't matter if it's you or your opponent, but the card is destroyed by a card effect. So a lot of the other cards will facilitate destroying cards with card effects, and then you can activate the effects of the cards that were destroyed. So this is one of the only cards that actually destroys cards or destroys itself with card effect, which activates the effect. So we want to play 3 of it because it's the best one. The other ones we play 2 Unchained Twins Rekia and 2 Unchained Twins Sarma. That gives us a total of 7 Unchained Twin monsters, which are like, the baby base level Unchained monsters. And we want to see them in our hand, to get into our engine and start off our effects. And also as part of our combo, we want to see an Unchained card in our hand for the combo. It's best with the trap, which I'll get into probably when we're doing the combos. So I play 7 because you want to see those names. You want to see the Unchained cards. As far as the remaining monsters, we play 2 Unchained Soul of Disaster and 2 Abominable Unchained Soul. And these are like your Unchained boss monsters that aren't in the extra deck, which is kind of nice. There are a lot of cards nowadays that lock us out of the extra deck every once in a while. So in this particular instance, you have monsters that you can get into that have high level defense, high level tech to play when you can't get into your cards, and they facilitate some of your combos. For example, with the Unchained Soul Disaster, its primary effect is that during your opponent's turn, you can link away it and another dark monster on your opponent's side of the field, or link summon a dark monster using that card and a card on your opponent's side of the field, which goes along with the Unchained Link monsters, which we'll get into. I call this deck Mr. Steal Your Monsters, because going second, that's what it does. It steals your opponent's monsters and allows you to clear their board while building up to your boss monster, and that's just something that's pretty good. The only downfall is that it does target. So like if you're playing a deck that turbos out Dragoon, if you're playing Eldritch Dragoon, it's kind of not as great. But I have something in here to out Dragoon, so I'll get to that here in a second. And going first, you don't have to rely on linking away your opponent's monsters because of the Evil Twin Live Twin engine. And that's where this combination of these cards comes into play, and it's super good. So next we'll get into the spells. There's not very many. I play 3 Abomination's Prison. You could probably get away with 2 if you wanted to, but I think this card is too good to not play at 3. It's a searcher for the deck, and if it's destroyed by card effects, which, like I said before, a lot of the cards facilitate destroying or being destroyed by card effects, you get to special summon a monster straight from your deck. So having that type of action, the special summoning, searching, it's just too good to not have in there. It's essentially extras of all of your Unchained monsters. So I played 3 of those. In the last 2 spells, I play 1 Wailing of the Unchained Soul and 1 Supply Squad. Now the reason that I play 1 Supply Squad is because it's just draw power. If you draw it on your opening turn and you start destroying your own cards with card effects, you get to draw every time you activate one of your monster's effects, which is just really good. Extra resources and stuff. With Wailing of the Unchained Souls, the effect's pretty good, but it's a continuous spell, so if you draw a second one, it's dead, and you don't need it to like facilitate searching or facilitate your combos or anything. So it's nice to have in the deck, but I don't think that playing it at more than 1, maybe 2 is a stretch, but definitely not 3. I think 3 will lead to a lot of bricks, but I think it's pretty good to play at 1. And now the last part of the Unchained engine that we'll get into is the traps. And honestly, these are some of the best cards in this engine, in my opinion. So the first trap we'll do is Abominable Chamber of the Unchained, and I just want to read it to you, so that way I don't mess it up, and because I mix them up sometimes, so I want to make sure I read it. Special summon 1 Unchained monster from your hand or graveyard. If this set card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon 1 Unchained monster from your deck. You can only use each effect of Abominable Chamber of the Unchained once per turn. So if you have it's essentially a free special summon. If it's destroyed by a card effect, it's from your deck. If it's actually activated, you get to special summon from your hand or graveyard, which, since you're linking away monsters and stuff, like there are going to be cards and you're destroying cards with card effects, there are going to be cards in your graveyard. So you're going to get to either special summon from the graveyard or from the deck, basically anytime you draw into that card. The other trap is Escape from the Unchained. This says target 1 Unchained monster you control and target 1 card on the field, destroy both. If this card is destroyed by card effect, you can special summon 1 Unchained monster from your deck. You can only use each effect of Escape of the Unchained once per turn. So this is another card that facilitates, it seems kind of like a cost almost to destroy your own monster, to destroy one of your opponent's monsters. But the idea here is that when you destroy your own monster with card effect, it activates its effect. So you actually get, assuming you destroy the right thing, which, is part of the strategizing, you actually gain resources on destroying your own monster and then destroy some of your opponent's resources. And if it's destroyed, you get to special summon from the deck. So we want to play 3 of both of these traps, because if they're destroyed, which part of the combo is destroying a card because we can, you get to special summon from the deck, so you get to continue your combo. On top of that, the primary effects are still pretty good as well. Essentially a Monster Reborn trap and a free destruction. So you definitely want to play 3 of both of those traps. Now I want to get into the Live Twin engine. It's pretty straightforward. It's just pretty straightforward. You want to play 3 Leela, 3 live twin Leela, and 3 live twin Kisa Kill, and 3 Signet Mining. And the reason you play 3 of each is because your combo is going to start with essentially an Unchained card. Like I said, it's best when it's a trap because you can special summon from the deck and all that kind of good stuff. Plus a live twin card, which Signet Mining will search your live twin card. And that facilitates your combo getting into the evil twins. And then once you're into the evil twins, you can use the Unchained card to get into your Unchained engine and continue your combo. Usually ending on something like an evil twin and a Nightmare Griffin or something, which is pretty good for an opening turn for a turn 1 for a rogue deck, and basically off 2 cards. But obviously, depending on which card, you can get into different things, and depending on if you're going second, you can link away your opponent's monster, so you have extra resources there. Just all things to keep in mind. But you definitely want to see the live twin engine, which is why we essentially play 9 of them. And if you check out my video on deck building tips, I kind of talk about why I play certain ratios of different engines and things like that. My goal is usually to get between 9 and 11 of a group of cards that I want to see. So if I want to see a hand trap, I usually shoot for 9 to 11. If I want to see 2, I'll shoot for like 12 or 14 or whatever. If I want to see an in-engine card or a card that searches my engine cards, I'll play, upwards of 9 of those. So I play 9 live twin cards, and I play, I forget what it is, but it's more than 9 Unchained cards. And that essentially gives you a pretty solid chance of opening it in a 5-card hand. The statistics, like telling me the difference between pulling a 90% and a 95% card, I know it's a big difference, but like, at what point is it not a big difference? Is 2% more chance of drawing it not a big difference? Is 1% not a big difference? Like, at what point do I keep adding cards to keep increasing that? And I'm sure that you guys can tell me in the comments below what you think about, statistically speaking, what that break-off point is. But to me, playing between 9 and 11 cards is essentially a quarter of your deck. And if you just think about this like logically, then each draw has essentially a 25% chance of drawing into that group of cards. And then along with that, you get at least 5 draws on your opening turn, if not 6 if you're going second. So if you have 25% chance of drawing the card and you have 5 to 6 draws, it's pretty likely that you are going to draw one of those cards. So that's kind of what I usually aim for to start out with. And then, if I'm not seeing it, I'll add some. If I'm seeing too many of it, if I'm seeing, 3 Signet Mining in a hand all the time, I'll take 1 out. But anyway, we'll get into the end of the main deck here, and it's just hand traps. So I play 3 Skullmeister because there's so many decks that activate effects out of the graveyard. I play 3 Ash Blossom because it is the best hand trap in the game right now. I don't know in any world that it's not going to be. Shoot me in the comments again if you think there's a particular format where Ash Blossom is not going to be a big deal. But like almost every combo, almost every deck adds cards from the deck to the hand, so you just Ash that at a minimum. But anyway, and then the last thing I have is 3 Gamma Seal. Now, I think in my Instagram deck profile, I don't have Gamma Seal. I have something else. I can't even remember what I have off the top of my head. The thing that's important to remember with hand traps is that they're totally flexible. They totally depend on what decks you're playing against. If you're not playing against decks locally that play graveyard strategies, don't play Skullmeister. If you're not playing people who don't play, if you're playing people who don't play Dragoon, don't play Gamma Seal. I literally have Gamma Seal in here, so if somebody goes into Dragoon on their first turn and I'm going second, I can Gamma Seal away their Dragoon, and then when I'm going into my Unchained monsters, I can link away the Gamma Seal for my own monster, or attack over it because it's only 2200 attack. So these are the types of things that when you're picking hand traps, that's what you want to be thinking about. That's what you kind of want to focus on. Ash, I just can't see you replacing Ash with anything that's better than Ash because it's just so good. But anyways, I'll get these slid out of the way here, and we'll jump into the extra deck. So in the extra deck, I'll start out with the Unchained cards again. We have 3 Unchained Soul of Rage. These are the Link 2. So you can use Unchained Soul of Disasters, link away one of your opponent's monsters, go into Soul of Rage. Then you can use Soul of Rage to link away one of your opponent's monsters and go into Unchained Soul of Anguish. Then I believe that you can link away one of your opponent's monsters again, and go using Soul of Anguish and go into Unchained Abomination, which is the idea. A lot of times the problem is triggering the effects. So just keep that in mind. It's not always as smooth as just I get out one card and now I can go straight to a Link 4. And also your opponent has to have the monsters out that are targetable as well. So, I mean, that's what those cards do essentially. They have, secondary effects and stuff too that you want to check out and keep in mind, but they're not quite as important as the ability to link away your opponent's monsters. And then Unchained Abomination is the big boy, just destroying cards all over the place. Every time essentially a phase starts or somebody tries to battle monsters or what it triggers off like anything you can imagine. So you're just destroying monsters all the time with Unchained Abomination. So you're really trying to get into him in this deck is kind of the goal, as well as some of your tech cards. But I'll get there here in a second. So for the Evil Twins, I played 2 Evil Twin Leela and 2 Evil Twin Kisakil. The reason I only play 2, I know Kali Effect plays 3 of each, in case one gets negated or something like that. The reason I play 2 is because I'd rather play, that whole Unchained engine plus some more flex spots and OTK possibilities, rather than playing the extra Evil Twin monsters. I think the Evil Twin monsters are great for the combo and great for a little bit of the control stuff. But after that initial setup, I don't know that they hold up to a lot of boards. So I only play 2 of each. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments for doing that, but I think that 2 is fine. I wouldn't play 1. I would play 2 or 3 of each, and you have to play the same number of each because they use each other for the combo and search each other and whatever. So some of the last stuff is a Boral Sword Dragon and Cherubini. This summons off of 2 level 3 monsters, which all the Unchained twins are level 3 monsters, so it kind of goes well with that, and then you can use its effect to continue comboing and stuff. Also, Boral Sword Dragon is just an extra OTK engine. If you are about to OTK and you need the extra attack rather than the destruction from the Unchained Abomination, you can go into Boral Sword instead. And then the last tech options are Nightmare, Phoenix, Unicorn, and Griffin. I think that these are the 3 most important extra deck monsters aside from the engine cards, because they facilitate a lot of your combos and facilitate a lot of your end board locks and things like that. And they also give you a lot of options as far as destroying cards, destroying spells, things like that. So I think that's about it for the deck profile. I'll get cleaned up and then maybe we can do some combos here. Alrighty guys, we're gonna start off. I just want to go over the live twin, evil twin part of the combo real quick, and just so you generally understand why we use this as a starter. So you could start with any of these cards in your hand. Obviously, Signet Mining would just search one of these 2. If you are, you can start with either of these 2, and the other one will be in your deck. So what you do is, we'll start with Kisakil here. You normal summon Kisakil since it's the only monster on your field. You can special summon Leela. And now you're going to link away for an Evil Twin, and this is where, in general, you have to make a tough decision, in that you could either destroy a monster or draw a card. If you summon Leela here, you're going to destroy a card on the special summon back. If you summon Kisakil, you're going to draw a card. So for the sake of this, since, essentially we would be going first in this particular instance, we're going to link these 2 away for Kisakil. And then we're going to use Kisakil to summon back Leela. And then we're going to link these 2 away into Leela. And then we're going to special summon back Kill, and when you summon back Kill, you get to draw a card. So you can see where this is going. We already have enough fodder for essentially a Link 4. And you got extra advantage from that. Or if you did it the other way, essentially just summon them in the different order. Leela actually gets to destroy a card instead of draw a card. So we're essentially going to use this combo to facilitate a lot of our Unchained combos. So let me get this cleaned up real quick and we'll breeze right through this part of the combo when we go into Unchained. Hey guys, okay, so we're gonna do this 2-card combo. It's any of the live twin cards, just like I was talking about the live twin shenanigans before, and any of the spells and trap, any of the Unchained spells and traps where they get destroyed and then you special summon straight from the deck. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this real quick. You have to normal summon that, special summon this, link these two away into Leela. It has to be Leela because we have to have the destruction effect from Leela when we special summon it back. Then what you're able to do is get Kill back. And now what we want to do is we want to make sure we set the trap card, because when we get Leela back after all this link summoning shenanigans, we want to be able to destroy the Unchained card. So now we're going to link these two away into Kill and bring back Leela. And when we bring back Leela, we're going to destroy the trap card. And when we destroy the trap card, we're able to special summon Unchained Soul of Disasters. Now we have Unchained Soul of Disasters. What we can do is we can link these two away into Unchained Soul of Rage below Kill. And now that we've done that, we're able to bring back Leela again and destroy an opponent's monster. At this point, we're not really able to do anything else exactly. It really depends on what your opponent has. What you are able to do, if you're going second especially, is link the Unchained Soul of Rage with your opponent's monster into an Unchained Soul of Anguish. And if your opponent has another monster, you can then, link these two away with the opponent's other monster into Nightmare Unicorn. And since it's co-linked, you get with the Leela, you get the full effect of Unicorn, and that's just very, very strong. So on the following turn, this combo can get even crazier, and honestly, you could kind of do this on your first turn too if you wanted to. What you can do is you could, so this is predicated on the idea that you drew an Unchained monster, because they essentially have the ability to destroy other cards and activate their effects. So what you can do here is link these two away into Nightmare Griffin here in the middle, and now you have co-link arrows both directions. And from here, you can add back the trap card from your deck, and then when you set the trap card, normal summon your Unchained monster, you can destroy the trap card to special summon back special summon Abominable Unchained, and you can summon that there. You can also activate and I guess before that you could have activated Leela's effect to get back the Kill, and then that way you can use Abominable Unchained Soul's effect, things like that. You can also link off into other Unchained Soul monsters, Unchained Soul of Rage, Unchained Soul of Anguish, and keep going that way. So you can see how these resources do actually flow into each other, although it doesn't seem like they should initially. They do, and they build up a pretty formidable board with pretty high attack and really good effects. So just keep this type of combo in mind whenever you are looking at a budget deck. It's pretty strong. I really like this deck. I really like the the combos, I really like the artwork, and I really like the effects of the monsters. So make sure you check out this deck and let me know what you think about it in the comments. Well guys, I hope that you liked the deck profile, and I hope that you liked the little combo tutorial. If you want some more detail, honestly, Cali Effect did a really good job going over essentially the same combo, going over a little bit more detail about some options that you have as far as where you can summon things to, and what other options you have as far as monsters you can summon, effects you can use. So if you want some more detail on that, I recommend going and checking out his video. I don't really like repeating content, so I'd rather recommend to you to go check out his video rather than just make my own video with the same content. He did it first, he did it well, go check it out. My deck is just a little bit different than his. I think I addressed those changes in the actual deck profile. Please check out the Instagram account. Please like and subscribe to this page if you liked the deck profile, if you like the combo. Please let me know things you would do different with the deck, things that you liked or disliked about the video, and feel free to reach out to me about anything, any questions you have or any feedback you have on the video or the deck. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.